Hello, we have a fourth line day. We are in gate 36, the gate of crisis, the darkening of the light, and the fourth line is called espionage. When we come to the fourth line, we begin the process of the upper trigram. The fourth line is about externalization, and it can have a very narrow feel to it. It's fixed. It has this one-pointedness about its nature. The moment you get into the upper trigram, you get into the social context. And this is, of course, the collective, which is very social by its nature. Its keynote is to share. And by the time you get to the upper trigram, you are looking towards the other side. The fourth line is about mastering the nature of the other. This line is deeply perceptive of the other. They're interested in getting their change and in fulfilling their experience, and their one-pointedness is that they can only do that by knowing the other. Now, the fourth lines are very friendly. They can get in and do that. That knowing of the other can be very beneficial, and it can also be detrimental. It depends on the perspective, whether you're a spy or a victim of the spy. Ra said that he knew a couple of people in Europe who were in military intelligence, and they both had the 36-4, and he thought that was wonderful. So in the exaltation, we have the ability to prepare for and anticipate decline through the accumulation of secret or privileged information. The realization that knowledge, both covert and esoteric, is necessary if one is to be prepared for crisis and change. This is a way of trying to figure out what the other is like and what they really need and what they're going to be weird and kinky about, and where you can really get your thing across to them and you can have your change and your experience. And the four can be very influential that way because of the way that they can read you. What happens to them in their crisis is that they're always busy looking at others and not seeing themselves. They get their crisis when they have to look in the mirror. But they do have the real gift of looking to the other. If you understand the other, it's easier to find a way out of your inexperience, sorry. It's easier to fulfill your experience. This is the fourth line. It's inherently friendly. And once you're friends, you can tell people what your desires are, what experiences you want to have. And I'm doing a little bit of this kind of flirty, like gate 19, you see. My 37, it's like, ooh, because this is often about sex. And it is often about, hey, what can we share together? What are we going to do together? So it's essential that you pick the right others in terms of who you have the experience with and who you influence as well. And you can do that because you can dig into them and understand them and you know what's going on in their mechanism. So in the detriment, we have the tendency in recognizing the strength of the opposition to accept the inevitability of decline and rather than resist, to offer one's services to guarantee survival. The double agent, crisis knowledge that is available to others for a price. So this is the ability to learn about others and to learn what gets them into things and to turn that into a profession, a crisis profession. This is where the gift pays off, either in blackmail or in fees. Same, same. The price can be money, it can be a piece of flesh. Depends on the circumstances. The one-pointedness of the line is that this is all about knowing the other. If you have this line, it will serve you well to learn about other people, to understand how they operate. And while you're doing that, don't forget to look in the mirror now and then and learn about yourself. You can save yourself an enormous crisis that way. So the grounding, of course, coming through gate 6 in the fourth line, which is called triumph. Fourth lines are so influential, and in both the 6 and the 36, we have this influential emotional being, always externalizing their emotional field, which isn't always healthy, of course. The fourth line can experience people fatigue and burnout, so they need to learn discernment. We learn this so often in so many lines. Very often it's given to the second line, that the second line should be educated in discernment, but actually, everybody. We all have everything one way or another. So either, we have something in our chart or we're going to experience it through other people or through the transits. We all need to learn a bit of discernment now and then. Whatever gate we find the fourth line in, they are always externalizing. This is the feature of the fourth line. And it's not their fault. It's nothing that's wrong. It's not a problem. It doesn't need to be changed. But just being a bit discerning about it, could make things a little bit easier. So the moon has been in gate 18 since 243, making its way through all the splenic gates on this lunar cycle. Next stop, gate 48 at 1401. This is the mirror to our sun in gate 36. This is the logical collective, the gate of depths, the gate of solutions. All those corrections that it has collected over the years, feeding into its well, so that when others draw from the well, there is something there to take, something valuable to take. Might be mundane, it might be profound, but it's going to be there. And the fear here is the inadequacy of not having enough depth. So filling it up, filling it up, filling it up. There was, back in the late 40s, Neptune was in 48. So there are a lot of people around who've got their Neptune in gate 48. And so it veils it. They don't know the depth that they had. So already you've got a gate that has an insecurity around its depths. And now it's veiled as well. So that kind of doubles that. So if you've got this in your Neptune, just pay attention to that. Maybe there is a really good reason why you have that insecurity, if you have that insecurity, because of course we've got the or not. And I've seen it in quite a few people. It does seem to play out in that way. And just bring some attention to it. Oh, it's in my Neptune. Okay, great. I understand a little bit more now. And having little things like that, little insights into your own character and your own mechanism, it can be really exciting. The next gate for the moon is gate 57. This is at 0122, the individual gate of intuitive insight or intuitive clarity, also called the gentle. Intuition can often be very quiet, and the splenic center is the quietest awareness center. So the gentle, it serves to let us know if we've missed something. And maybe it's a little nudge, to be more attentive, because otherwise that little gentle breeze, it can chill you to the bone. It can send you to your bed, maybe giving you some time to reflect on what it is you missed. So that's us for today. That's the fourth line in gate 36. Thank you very much for joining me as always. And back tomorrow for a fifth line. Oh, I've got something on my sleeve. Okay, love yourselves always, madly, wildly. Love yourself through the crisis, and I will see you tomorrow. Go gently.